Esther Passaris, in her senses, she doesn't know that people need to protest to go and petition to the parliament. To take the petitions to the parliament. How are we going to access the parliament with our petitions in our peaceful protests if that parliament is being secured by the, with the barbed wire? So Jeff, mjinga atabaki kwa mjinga tu.
Esther Passaris, peleka ujinga yako huko India. Usitulete hapa Kenya.
I don't want anyone harmed because they're trying to occupy my house. So for those who've called for occupying my house, for what reason? Because I'm doing my job? My job is to legislate.
Now let's talk about Esther Passaris na ile bili yake ya ushebedu enye alikuwa ana propose. So Esther Passaris was proposing a bill called the Doratian bill or something of that sort, that she wanted it to be passed so that this bill contained an act to stop protesters from accessing certain premises, like government premises, including the parliament, maybe the Senate, police stations, the judiciary, or let's say courts, and something like that. So apparently Esther Passaris was cornered by the young people. The young people alimwambia hii kitu unajaribu ni kitu ya ukumbafu sana. Will not allow that. But kitu yenye iliuma the young people is that the fact that after amesha kwa cornered akaanza kujitetea ati anasema we are being funded from people in diaspora. Wanachanga michango ya madola suko wanatutumia ndio tuende tuandamane tuharibu nchi yetu, na hao watu hawayuko kwa hii nchi. Just check it out how vitu za upuzi zenye alikuwa anasema make sense.
Okay, so because my number was shared online, quite a number of numbers have come to me. I've had messages from Israel, I've had messages from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, America, Canada, Germany, and the UK. So one message that came to me was from a number from Germany, all right, that said, we are fundraising, we're raising money, we're going to make sure that we fund the invasion of all the politicians' houses. All right. So that in itself shows that there's an activity going on there. I have a friend currently in the UK, and she was invited for a gathering. And in that gathering, she's a supporter of government, right? And in that gathering, they were actually raising money, all right, to send to Kenya. That was the purpose of the gathering. So I know that that is happening. And a lot of the bloggers that are actually online, that are fueling the movement in the country right now, majority of them are actually not even living in Kenya. We know that. They're not living in the country.
Ai, the Gen Zs after wameona hii, wakawaka moto. Wakamwambia kwenda huko, wewe. In fact, you are not Kenyan na unakuja kutuambia hizi upuzi. Nilala mwingine mpaka alimwambia Esther Passaris, peleka hiyo ujinga yako huko India. Usituletee hapa. We are Kenyans na wewe huna damu ya Mkenya. Hata sijui ulipataje hiyo seat ya women rep of Nairobi. Kenyans were so furious with that bill to an extent she had to do something about it, because matusi yenye alikuwa anapata, kusalamiwa yenye alisalamiwa, not to mention live on TV, it was hectic.
Esther Passaris, peleka ujinga yako huko India. Usitulete hapa Kenya. Peleka ujinga huko India. Ati wanatuma, wanakusanya pesa, watume. So what? So walikuwa wanakusanyia baba yako Raila Odinga akimangamanga akisumbua Uhuru Kenyatta. Alikuwa vile Raila ni mstinji hivi, alikuwa anatumia pesa yake. Sasa alikuwa anatumia pesa za watu wa nje. Sasa saa hii wale wako nje wakitutumia kitu sisi tukule, kuna shida gani? Unalalamika nini? Esther Passaris, wewe ni mkumbavu sana. Mimi naambia watu ambao wako nje, wako Israel, wako Germany, wako Belgium, wako USA, wako England, tafadhali tumeni hizo pesa kwa haraka. Kwani iko nini? Hiyo pesa ni ya mama yako inatumwa, wewe Esther Passaris. Hiyo pesa ni ya mama yako. Peleka ujinga huko. Usitulete.
So the Gen Zs venye wanapenda kuoccupy vitu na kupass their message very well physically, waliambia Esther Passaris sawa. Najua so umesema tusikanyage parliament juu mtaweka barbed wire. Ai, sisi tunajua kwako. We are coming for you Passaris. We are coming to occupy your home. We are coming to eat there, and we are coming to pass this message that we don't want that stupid bill to be passed or be petitioned in parliament. She was actually threatened after ameona, unajua Gen Z wao wanasema na wanafanya, na walimpatia condition moja peke yake.
Okay, so I do not want you to drag my family, right, and the peace of my family into your chaos. That's number one. It's wrong. That's breaking the law. Okay, and I don't want anyone harmed because they're trying to occupy my house. So for those who've called for occupying my house, for what reason? Because I'm doing my job. My job is to legislate. Kenyans ask me to go there to legislate. 800,000 Kenyans asked me to go in there and legislate. So I'm trying to bring a piece of legislation. It might go through, it might not go through. Kenyans will decide. But you don't decide by harassing me, threatening me, all right? And trying to harm me. That's not how you, and if that's how you do it, and of course, Nyakundi is not a Gen Z. Boniface Mwangi is not a Gen Z, all right? So you've got a lot of people who are not Gen Z, but they're calling the shots, all right? So we have only one country, all right? And please, I mean, I have not fasted for 3 days. I'm ending my fast tomorrow evening at 7. I've not drank water or eaten any food because I go for the extra dry fast. I want Kenya to not get destroyed. I want us to dialogue. Let us come together. And for those who are hating Raila Odinga at this point in time, I want you to know, as you walk to Sabasaba, he is the one person that you should be celebrating for all the freedoms that you enjoy, not hating him.
The threats were very clear to an extent. Sapasaris decided to fast. She went fasting actually. So the thing is, after Pasaris ameona ni kama vijana watamsalamia, juu nasikia pia alikuwa anatumiwa hapo mabulingo WhatsApp akimwambia unaona hii tutakushika, tutakutia. Wengine walikuwa wanamwambia wewe tukikupata wewe tunakurudisha India. Wengine walimwambia we are occupying your home. Unfortunately, Esther Passaris had to withdraw that bill on that day evening.
So Esther Passaris, after being cornered and in a bid to survive the political storm that she caused by proposing that draconian law, she goes ahead today in the morning and says that she has withdrawn the bill, apparently because she's respecting the request by NCCK. So, what does NCCK have to do with the bill? It is the Gen Z that have vowed to recall you. And the Nairobians are recalling you, Esther Passaris, because you are being used by the government to bring laws that will destroy our constitutional rights. You know this is a bid in futility, but yet you're proposing it and you're suggesting it. Anyway, mambo ndivyo ilivyo.
Jeff, you can take someone from the village, then takes him to Nairobi city, but you'll not remove the villagism in that person. Esther Passaris, in her senses, she doesn't know that people need to protest to go and petition to the parliament. To take the petitions to the parliament. How are we going to access the parliament with our petitions in our peaceful protests if that parliament is being secured by with the barbed wire? So Jeff, mjinga atabaki kwa mjinga tu.
What a happy ending. She had to withdraw that bill, and unfortunately all her efforts were just propagating propaganda. There is this saying that says, if you can't convince them, confuse them. She didn't convince us, either she didn't even confuse us. So unfortunately, if you come up with a shitty bill, we'll make sure it does not pass. You'll tell me what you think about that bill, and see you in the next video. Subscribe.